For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Good afternoon. Welcome again to the Focus Show. My name is Paul Dingeman. Glad to have you along. We've got a very interesting show. The summer is progressing very rapidly. We got 3 events that are coming up that are really important that you and your family are going to enjoy. First one we're going to talk about is the St. Clair River Fest. This was an insert that was in this week's Voice newspaper, and you'll get a lot of information about what's going on and when the bands are performing, etc., etc. But we are honored today to have the Presidente of the Blue Water Offshore Racing Association, Steve Bruner, finally to come on the Focus set and talk to us, and Brian Kowalski. Brian, nice to see you. Welcome. Did some play-by-play last year for us, or a couple of years ago?
Yeah, a couple of years ago,
Steve, welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
How's everything coming this year? This is the 22nd year?
Yeah, 1995 was our first race.
Amazing.
Yes, it is. We've seen a lot of other races come and go around the country, and ours, short of the Key West race, is the longest continual race going in the country.
Has it always been the OPA, or the associations have changed, haven't they?
Associations have changed a great deal. We started out with no association, just an invitational to come and race in St. Clair. And then we joined up with some of the Ohio people, the Ohio racers, and went on there and came up with the Silver Cup Series. And then since then, we've been APBA and SBI and OPA.
Whatever one's alive.
Yep, and whatever one is affordable for us to bring to town, and because some are just outrageously expensive, and we just can't raise that kind of money.
Well, each year it's a spectacular, and it's a wonderful, wonderful weekend. You've got quite an array of boats that come to town, and they're testing and finally racing on Sunday. But the town turns into a real festival place, doesn't it?
Oh, it's great. It's a great event, and racers love to come here for this. They love the small town. They can walk to everything. Yeah. So it's really a good event, and I hope that the city and the county like the event, and we can continue to put it on.
The boats, you've got a Geico boat coming back this year, I heard, a rumor. And they're normally pretty large and spectacular, aren't they?
Yes, they have a good show. It's not quite what their old setup was, but it'll still be a nice show, and it's great for them to come back.
Excuse me there. It's a good name, and it's a colorful boat, and they only be bringing one boat, or do they have different boats in different classes?
I don't know. Brian will know more about that than
let's get to Brian.
Tackles that.
Brian, you are involved. You've been involved in this for a long time too.
13 years. Yeah.
And you are the official Dry Pits manager this year.
That would be me. Yep,
That'd be you.
Yep, been doing that for 13 years, and it never ceases to amaze me, all the different stuff that comes to town. What is
a Dry Pits manager?
I'm the guy that acts as kind of like the liaison between the race teams and the sponsoring organization in the city. I put them on the road, give them a place to park, let them know where the good places are to eat, where to stay.
No, it's important.
They'll call and say, hey, I need a part. Where can I go get a part? We kind of help them out that way.
Something.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have any idea how many round figure boats you're going to have this year?
We're gonna do pretty good this year. Good. You know, we should be in the 30-35 boat range.
Oh, that makes it a great day.
Yeah, a nice, great mix of boats. Small boats, big boats, ones in between. It's great for everybody.
There's a change along Clinton Avenue. I heard the other night at City Hall. The place where you put them in and take them out has changed. Talk to me about that.
The crane setup, the crane setup, which is also called the hot pits area.
Thank you.
Is moving back to Pine Shores, the parking lot of Pine Shores. It tackles a couple of problems, and one was the boats returning with trailers loaded and unloaded through the vending area, which was always not real good setup. So they'll be able to come back on a different route, and also we won't have to close Clinton. And,
oh, okay.
And we won't have all the road management issues and manpower we need to do that. So
Yeah, that's a lot of work to
It
keep
tackles
that.
a lot of problems. Unfortunately, it's not as easily viewed, but it did tackle a number of problems for us.
And so, and every year you've had pretty much the same crane people, haven't you, over the years?
Yeah. Dave Burgess has been gracious enough to provide us with the crane and operator. We pay the operator, but it's a bargain for donating the crane, and so he's just been a great supporter and sponsor.
That just opens up the question about all the volunteers. Not a question, but salute to all the volunteers that it takes to put this on, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We could not do it. First couple of years we were shy. We had a few people doing everything, and it just became impossible.
Right.
We started reaching out, and our friends and the people we reached out some more, and now we've got a very good organization, and certainly has made my job easier. I don't have to do too much other than a little act as a gopher on race weekend and manage the meetings during the year.
That's good.
Yes, it's very good.
And in the pit area, the dry pits,
Yep.
there's a lot of safety that has to be installed.
There is, there's a ton of stuff there. We make sure that all the boats are secured. They don't have any props on, or if they do, they have covers on them so nobody hurts themselves. But, we want everybody to come down into that pit area, walk around, meet the guys. They're so friendly. Race day's a little tough because the guys are...
Got some pictures up there of previous years.
But yeah, we want them to come down and meet all the guys. There's guys from Rhode Island, all along the East Coast, Florida, California. I mean, Missouri, you name it. They're coming from everywhere. We actually have a team coming from Dubai.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
You had some from Guitar a few years ago.
Yeah.
I remember those guys.
Yep. So
And they were pretty fancy and had a lot of high-priced equipment. And
I guess you can when you have all the oil.
that's right. And there's so are these inboards and outboards, or are they all outboards?
Both, actually. Some of the larger teams, like the one you see there, that's an inboard, outboard. Those are heavy horsepower motors. Those are going to be in the Super Cat class. They fly, Paul.
Okay. All right. In addition to the boat activity, there is Fun Fest, which is going on, and they have entertainment and shows and boardwalk, not a boardwalk, but a food vendor all the way down the street. That helps to support the whole thing, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Several years ago, we partnered up with Fun Fest and said, we were chasing sponsors, they were chasing sponsors. We were butting heads sometimes for money, and we finally came to an agreement, and they take care of the raising money, getting vendors and arranging for the music, and we just put on the races. So it delineated
Keeps
our...
it simpler.
Yes, it does. It took care of the who's doing what and who's chasing what money, and made things easier on both parties. And now we don't have to go out and try to do that kind of work, which we tackled in the past, vending and vendors and all that. But this is much easier. We just put on a race.
The two main acts, one is called the Guess Who, which I think most people know, and the other one, I can't remember, is Skid Row. Skid Row. And Skid Row I'm not familiar with, but Guess Who I'm familiar with.
Not quite my generation either.
No, and but they always have a wonderful barge provided by Malcolm Marine that brings out on the river and parks by the Voyager, and that's where the concerts are held every night.
Yeah, Malcolm Marine's been great. They're another one of our behind-the-scenes sponsors and supporters. It just makes it a very unique venue for the band to be on the water playing back to the people in the park.
Absolutely.
So that makes it's very nice, and they get the barge all set up with amplifiers and generators, and then do the change of bands. It's pretty unique, and Malcolm Marine's gracious to provide us with that barge.
Okay, so when do things start?
Friday afternoon. Well, Thursday the boats will be coming into town and getting set up Brian will keep them out of the way, and then we start the road closure, I think
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock Thursday.
Yep.
And so the boats will be getting set up on the road, and the vendors will be set up ready to go, I believe, noon on Friday.
Good food.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully they bring back the good barbecues.
Oh,
and,
yeah, right.
and-
They
and-
like the
yeah.
On the pretzels.
Yeah.
And the pretzel. And then on Saturday, you have some testing?
Yes, the bands will be out, the boats will be out testing, because some of them come from lake or ocean racing, and then they race here on the river, and it's a totally different ball game. It's they've got to race with a current, and they still have to maintain their allotted speed bracket. So they have to adjust their props or their RPMs to make sure they stay within their speed bracket, and learn how to turn on that south turn up against the current.
Yeah.
Which has been the tricky turn for a lot of years for a lot of so-called experienced people.
Right. Then on Sunday, the races are 12, 2, and 4. Is that what I
Yeah,
got?
those are pretty tentative times.
Depending on freighter traffic.
Freighter traffic and weather conditions, but we'll get going with the national anthem right around noon, and we have that nice float down where we send our pace boats up with the American, Canadian, and state of Michigan flag, and float down in front of the park while we play the national anthem, or the national anthem is sung
Right.
by.
I can't remember her name.
No, we got the band, and
Oh.
I'm gonna be in trouble for not
Go ahead.
remembering that.
Uptown Gents?
No,
The Rivers? No?
it's been the same group there for
Rivertown Gents?
no.
Well, that's
Anyways,
Oh,
You got to
sorry.
come and see them, and then you'll
yes,
see who it is.
and they play around town. They've been around for a lot of years, and have played in a number of clubs and bars around.
And the big issue that we have not discussed from the beginning of this interview to now is that everything is free.
That's absolutely correct. And that's the only way Blue Water Offshore and Fun Fest will tackle this.
Yeah.
Is no admittance, no.
There's some VIP tickets for the Guess Who show and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
But
just
that's a separate little item.
It's just a fenced off area right in front, and it doesn't block anybody
Yeah.
from having a good view of the band.
But
And
the rest of the whole weekend is absolutely free.
yes, it is.
Wonderful. Did we miss anything?
No, I think that's it.
I don't think
got
so. Other
Congratulations,
than
Steve. How many
forgetting
years
the
you
name of the
been
band.
president?
Oh, I think about 18 years or so.
Oh my God! Well, you're just getting broken in.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You'll have
broken.
to do another 18 years. Or so.
I finally retired from work, so I can do this
You
full
can do
time
this
now.
full-time.
Yeah.
Brian, thanks for all you do for everybody and for the
Anytime.
community, and we're glad you guys are involved. It's
Thanks, Paul.
It's a
Thanks,
wonderful
Paul.
thing for the area. If you missed anything on our interview, check the Voice insert this week. This is the River Fest insert, and they've got all the information for 5 or 6, 7 pages here, and everything you need to know that we didn't talk about. We're back with our next guest in just a second. For the last couple years, right, there's been a very interesting kayak float down, Hope Floats poker paddle, and it's all been run by Diane Hintz. Nice to see you. Welcome
Nice
to the
to see you
welcome
again.
back to the Focus Set. You are doing this poker paddle for
Relay for
raising
Life.
money for
Yep.
Relay for Life. And you received an award the other day, I understand,
Yes, I did.
as the highest individual raising
Fundraiser.
money
Fundraiser. Yes.
fundraiser for a Relay for Life for the area. That's marvelous. Congratulations.
Thank
Because
you.
that's a lot of work.
Yep, I raised actually over $10,000 myself this year. So.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's marvelous. How did you do it? Through just this project?
Fundraising. I've done a couple events around town. I did 2 events over at Warwater Brewery. We did
Okay.
a beer and wine tasting, and we also did a zombie pub crawl in October.
Oh my
last year
God.
For the local area. This is my 4th year for the poker paddle. I've done kickball, just different stuff. I fundraise year round, so
That's marvelous.
I've raised over
That's
70,000 so
No
far.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's marvelous.
Yep, so-
You are to be saluted. That's
Thank you.
a lot of effort and
It's my passion, so
yeah, obviously it is.
Yep.
Obviously it is. This one is August the 19th. It's the 4th annual Hope Floats poker paddle. And if Jared will throw up those pictures, we'll talk about what a poker paddle is.
Yep.
Okay, it's a family event. People are this at the Pine River.
This is actually the Bell River.
This is
'cause
the
we
Bell
had it
River?
at the Bell River last 3
Okay.
years. But
And-
basically, you can do a kayak, a canoe, a paddleboard, whatever. We don't usually have motorized boats. The only one is the pontoon because they're the turnaround.
Okay.
But yep, that's an old picture from. That was our first year doing it, so
Okay.
they now have a different pontoon. But yeah, we took it to the mouth of the Bell River. It's sponsored by our Women's Life Chapter 821, Marine
Okay.
City. So, but this year we moved it up to the Pine River, and so we'll have designated areas, stops that will pass out poker cards.
Okay.
Everybody holds on. I give them a bag, and they hold on to their poker cards till they get back in. They get their 5th one there.
Oh,
Everybody
that's how.
opens.
So it's a real poker hand.
Yes, it's a real poker hand. So they open up all 5 cards. They have an option to buy another card once the hands open, and then the top 3 highest poker hands win. So
Oh, and what do they win?
prizes. We
Okay.
have different prizes. So
That's wonderful. How many people do you think will participate?
last year we had 130.
130?
So, yeah, it was
That's a
great.
lot of
so I'm
kayaks
hoping
and-
this year that we're moving up to St. Clair, we'll have even more. So, been really trying to advertise it and bring a lot from the community. So,
So are you going to be based at the harbor?
yep, we're coming right out of the harbor and then heading up the Pine, and then there'll be a pontoon
turnaround?
boat that is the pontoon. We call it the cleanup crew because they're the last last stop before people turn around, and they basically, if anybody can't paddle their way back, they've been known to tow people back. So.
Okay. Do you have a website or a phone number? Or?
It's on Facebook as the 4th annual Hope Floats Poker Paddle, and it's an open event, kid friendly. The pictures, there's all ages. Everybody's required a PDF though, or PFD.
Yeah, there was a
personal
sad story
flotation
from up
device.
in the thumb this last week. So that's
Yeah.
very important
But
that you
this is-
have
it's-
some floatable
For sure.
device on.
Yep, but it's very leisurely. It's not a timed event, so we just kind of let people go up and go down, and then we come back, we do the cards, we have raffles, 50-50, that kind of stuff, and then we do lunch.
Has this been done other places?
The Bell River for the last 3 years.
No,
we
I
had
meant
it up
like
there.
around the country.
Oh yeah, Harson's Island holds a big one. I think that's done by the Algonac Chamber. Yeah, a lot of people do poker paddles. So.
But this one is local here in Marine City, St. Clair.
Yep.
August the 19th, and to register, you can go.
On the Facebook or email me at dkhints@yahoo.com. Message me, or I have a phone number on there too, 810-650-3578. They can call me. I'll forward you a registration form. They fill it out. It's $20 from now till August 7th, because that's the deadline to be guaranteed a shirt. And then after August 7th, it moves up to $25 up until the day of, just not guaranteed a shirt the day of. We try our best to accommodate.
I see here on the flyer it says $10 just to eat and picnic with sandwiches on the side.
If they don't want to
they
do the
don't want- they
poker
don't
at
have
all,
a-
they just want to come, because we've had people that don't poker, they don't do the paddle, so they just come up and
Yeah, maybe they don't
enjoy
have
the
a kayak.
barbecue. Yep.
What if I need a kayak?
The St. Clair Harbor does rent them. They have 8 now. They just got 2 more, so they have 8. I'm not sure how many are left already, because I know people have reserved them. So,
Well, that's wonderful.
yep.
What a great idea. And
We actually have a girl that does paddleboard the whole thing too. So people do different stuff. So.
And I would imagine since you're in the water, the weather won't bother you. If it's raining, you
Right.
just keep going. as long
Right.
as
We've
it-
never had rain yet so far, but it is a themed event. This was our last year, was 80s. This year it's 70s theme. So.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep. Every year we pick a different theme, and we do prizes for best costume, that stuff
How
too.
did you
so.
get involved in becoming such a fundraiser?
Well, my mom actually was diagnosed with breast cancer over 17 years ago, and she's the only one from our family that's actually survived any type of cancer. So that's what kind of got me started.
Got you motivated?
Yep. A friend of mine, Tammy Graber, actually introduced me to Relay for Life. I didn't know what it was, and so that started me. I started my first year in Chesterfield, and then the year after that, I've been in New Baltimore ever since. So
Wow.
I do all my fundraisers pretty much out in the local area between St. Clair, Marine City, that kind of
Well,
stuff.
we're lucky
But,
to have you
yeah,
here. That's
It's fun. I
marvelous.
love doing different events. So
$70,000.
yeah.
Really, that is just spectacular.
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular. All right, so if anybody wants to be in on August the 19th, can I show up on the 19th
Yes, you can.
and just register and do everything
Yep,
then?
yep,
You
it's
might not get a
$25.
t-shirt.
Yep, $25 a day. We try to accommodate the best we can. Like last year, we ran out of shirts, so I just made a list and got everybody their shirts after the fact. It's just we work on a small budget, so I don't print up extra shirts, because I don't want to have
Right.
leftover, but we definitely accommodate for
And you
sure.
got a DJ, and so
Yep,
it's
we
just
do
a fun
have,
day. And I don't think we mentioned what time it starts.
It starts at 11 a.m., so they show up at the marina. We wait till everybody gets there. We send them off on their way, and then, like I say, it's leisurely, so it usually takes a couple hours there and back, whatever. So, and then we do have Kevin Frank is our entertainment K-Dog, and he'll be spinning all the 70s tunes, and yeah, we have a good time, so I'm excited.
Well, that's great. Diane, we salute you. This is wonderful, and we're glad we could get you in here to talk about it.
Yeah,
And,
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's a worthwhile project, and hopefully, even if you don't want to kayak, that you'll take some time and get over to the harbor on August the 19th and write a check or get a t-shirt or just have something to eat and enjoy the camaraderie of the people that are trying to raise money for Relay for the Life. Diane, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for your
See
time.
you-
I
see you
appreciate it.
again. We'll be back with two ladies from the Friends of the Marine City Library, or no, it was from City Hall, Marine City Hall, and they're going to talk to us about Heritage Days in just a second. What's wrong with that? Okay, well, try it again. All right. We'll be quiet out here. Well, I don't know what's going on there either, but we'll say 5, 4, 3. Heritage Days in September. That's what the ladies are going to talk to us about. Becky Lepley, nice to see you. Welcome back.
you, sir.
And Judy White, nice
Hi,
to
Paul.
see you, both of you.
Thank you.
Heritage Days has been around, but it's really spectacular this year because it's the 150th anniversary
Yes.
of the little old burg called Marine City.
You got it.
Talk to me about what's happening.
Had to learn how to spell sesquicentennial.
Yeah, we went through that here. It took me about a year to learn how to pronounce it. I never did learn how to spell it.
And again, we're thrilled to be able to do this on the grounds as we gather. And because it's the 150th, instead of just focusing on post-Civil War, which we usually do because the building went up right after the Civil War, we're trying to look at all the different phases, not just counting the wars, but the flapper age, and we invite people to come in costume and so forth and so. And also, I recently had to go to a mental health update class, and there's a deep concern about young people and depression. In fact, the city of Ann Arbor has had 7 suicides, some of them quite violent this past year. And as they study it, what they're finding out is that young people need to limit screen time with any device, whether it's their phone or their iPad or the television or whatever, to 2 hours or less a day.
Okay.
And what they require to be healthy mentally is face-to-face and doing things with their hands. So that we're really putting an emphasis on the children's activities, inviting them to come. We have stilts, we have
wonderful.
big-wheeled bikes, we have a horse and wagon, we have a petting zoo. We have all kinds of different crafts for them to work with, and a face painter, and really trying to have the children have an experience of what it is to think free of their devices. which have their use, but as we're finding out, can also be
Oh, yeah.
destructive. And
Very.
So we're really trying to work with the children.
And that will all be on the grounds on September the 15th.
It will be. Friday night is the kickoff band concert with the East China Community Band, and they're going to be doing music through the ages. That's at 7 o'clock right on the grounds. And then on Saturday and Sunday, September 16 and 17, the grounds are open from 10 to 6. And there's just, so many things going on, trying to connect us to the past and prepare us for the future.
And speaking of the past, here's Judy White.
Here,
Yes.
he's getting ornery.
Yeah, I'm getting ready.
As a senior citizen,
Oh, you're hi, darling.
All three.
let me talk about something that's actually not old but new.
Good.
About what we're going to do. We have decided to have vendors this
okay.
year, and we haven't done that in the past. And so we are searching for people who do handmade arts and crafts
Oh, okay.
from this Michigan area,
Yeah.
and invite them to come and be vendors. This means they could be a weaver, a quilter, a tinsmith, a broom weaver, soap maker.
A buggy whip manufacturer.
Indeed. And so we want to use today and our appearance on this show to kind of advertise that.
Yeah.
They can get in touch with us through the website,
And that website is?
friendsofcityhall.com.
Right.
There is a form on the website that they can download, fill out, and send in to us. And all the
Okay.
information they need is on that form.
Okay. All right. So we'll switch to number 2. Just give me, you leave the mic on. I'll just, give me the body. I'll just switch the body here.
Okay? Did I conk out?
No, it could be the battery or something. We'll just, give me that part. It might have been, it was in your pocket. How's it now? Is it better now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Still don't have her? Okay. No, it's not the mic. It's this thing here.
Okay.
Okay, now she's on 2. Try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2.
Got her?
1,
Okay.
2.
So, you were just, you just finished your thought about the artisans
Yeah,
coming and,
right.
yeah, just leave it in your lap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me take
Yeah.
up from there.
5, 4, 3.
So something else that's new, besides adding the vendors this year, is a group of performers, very unique, the Ojibwa Choir.
Oh, wow, I've heard the name.
Yes, and
Where do they come from?
they come from,
Walpole Island.
Okay.
yeah. They talked with Becky when she was at services on Harson's Island one Sunday. And they did so because I've also been in contact with other First Nation vendors who make jewelry, leather products, and so on. And I'm very pleased to announce that they are also going to join us. I don't know how many First Nation vendors, but probably a few. And then we've got the Ojibwe Choir. We're not quite sure when they're going to perform yet, but we're thrilled that they're going to
Well, that's really
show
unique.
up.
That's wonderful. Something really different.
It
We're at
really
the
is.
mercy of fairies and
Yeah.
other kind of things, so pretty much when they get there, we're going to let them sing.
Yeah,
They're on.
right.
They're on.
What else is new? Of course, we're going to put up the bronze signs. We're going to unveil them that day. One is a sign that announces that City Hall is on the National Register of Historic Places. The other sign says, this is an historic district, the first one in Marine City. At that ceremony, we're also going to honor first responders of Marine City. We're inviting all of them, plus regular city office employees, to come. We want to make a special thank you to them. We have brand new national flags, which we're also going to dedicate and raise for the first time, and of course then the unveiling of the bronze signs. So this is all Sunday, late afternoon, as a kind of finale to our event.
Well, the key is that you want some vendors to give you a call.
Yes.
Or go to your website
Absolutely.
at friendsofcityhall.com, and any kind of artisan that is available.
Well, I was just going to say one other thing that Judy had talked to me about is a thing called buskers that we're learning about, and that is people that come in and put down the hat or the case and perform right there on the street for whatever
street
donations.
performers.
Street
Yes,
performers.
yes.
And their traditional name is buskers.
Okay.
I'm learning about that. So we're investigating that and would really like to pursue that too, to have some buskers there just for fun.
But they can all get a hold of you at friendsofcityhall.com. The event itself is the weekend of September 15th through the 17th, and it's going to be right downtown, right by the beautiful City Hall.
Yes,
300 Broadway. How could I
300
forget that?
Broadway it is.
Have we missed anything this time? You go have your ladies back.
If you go there late at night, we have just completed, and it was completely paid for and donated through Friends of City Hall, a total uplighting of the outside of the building.
Saw it last night.
Yeah, it doesn't come on until after dark, but it
We
is
went by.
absolutely gorgeous.
We had the opportunity to go to see the act, the sister act,
Oh, there you go.
and as we left the riverbank at about 9:30, quarter to 10 o'clock, the City Hall looked beautiful. Absolutely.
does.
Illuminated.
Yes.
And the gazebo was illuminated.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
It all looks very elegant.
yeah. So,
We're working on it.
Judith, good seeing you.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you always,
Becky, always
Paul.
a pleasure seeing you. We've got one more segment for you today. We're going to join City Councilman Tom McCartney out at the Hillside Cemetery. They've got a project going out there that they want you to hear about. So stay tuned for that. Well, we've moved from the studio, and we are obviously on location at a very wonderful, very peaceful place called Hillside Cemetery. And joining me to talk about some things that are going on here is the City of St. Clair Council Representative, Tom McCartney. And Tom, you are very active in this place, this wonderful place.
I try to be. I was asked to serve on the cemetery committee when Jane Krebs passed away,
Okay.
and the mayor asked
lady.
if I would. Yeah, the mayor asked if I would fill that void, and I did. So here we are.
It's so well maintained. It's got such a wonderful living history. Started during the Civil War, has continued since that time. You've got some plans to make it a little larger. But right now, you and I are going to talk about something that is immediately going on that maybe people can get involved in.
Exactly. Through some hard work of some of the commissioners that are on the cemetery board, we've developed a program called Adopt and Earn.
Adopt and Earn.
Adopt and Earn,
Okay.
and this has come up with through the years. Families pass or families move on, and there's no one left behind to
Right.
take care of pots that have been left. Planters that's been left behind. So we didn't want to just throw those away. So a few of the ladies come up with what the program called Adopt and Earn. So I'm here today to talk about that.
Okay. How does it work?
Well, I'll tell you how it works. Cemetery Board of Trustees, has noted many urns, both large and small, have been let go in the cemetery. Recognizing the need to remember and respect those interned at Hillside Cemetery in an effort to promote a welcoming cemetery, the board has implemented an Adopt and Earn. So effective June 1st of 2017, a list of unattended urns is available by calling Nancy Germain.
You've accumulated a list.
She has it, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she has a list, and Nancy's been a very active part of the Cemetery Board of Trustees.
Okay.
So you can contact Nancy, and her direct line is 810-329-4954. These urns are located in Section 1, fondly referred to as the old section,
Okay.
which is north of us where we're standing right now. The intention of the program is for current St. Clair residents to volunteer to care for the urns for one season. This would entail filling them with soil, planting of annual flowers, watering, and basic maintenance.
So you're going to volunteer, and you're going to provide the flowers and the dirt and the effort.
Well, correct. So let's just say, for an example, I have family interned right where we're standing, and next to that cemetery plot is one of the abandoned urns. So if I'm here every 4 or 5 times during the season, it would be simple for me just to go ahead and plant there in the spring, maintain it while I'm here, water it while I'm here, taking care of why I'm here.
Right.
And so on. And that's what we kind of hope happens.
What a wonderful,
throughout the
wonderful
cemetery.
thought that is.
It is. Yeah, I think so. And so, being the council rep, I volunteered to ask you for your services to come on TV and promote this throughout your network.
Obviously, we're glad to help, but it's just a simple idea that would make the whole cemetery look so much better.
Well, we think it would. It is it's a beautiful place.
Right.
It's not something that you intentionally want to come to, but
Right.
it is a beautiful place. We work hard. The Board of Trustees works very hard to keep it clean, keep it updated. So we thought this was just the next evolution.
Every year or so, the St. Clair Historical Commission puts together a cemetery walk in the fall, and they do history of ship captains and history of this and history of that, and that's just another part of why these towns, St. Clair and Marine City, are so great. They've got all these little things that are going on.
Well, it's remembering the forgotten.
Yeah.
It's remembering the founders, remembering people from the past. There's a lot of history here. And it's interesting. It's exciting history. When you start at the north end and you look at the Hopkins area and the big mausoleum that they've built there, and the family history there. So, and with that, those tours came. Another reason why we're so interested in the cemetery is a recognition. There's a need to do a lot of repairs. There's a lot of old headstones that have over years gotten weak, broken two, or vandalism has broken them in two, or through lawn maintenance or whatever else. So age. So a few years ago, volunteers again, businesses and citizens volunteered to come in and spend a weekend repairing and performing maintenance in the cemetery. So the Board of Commissioners wants to do that again.
Oh, good.
Now, I don't know if we'll be able to pull it together this fall, but certainly next year we want to have that day again where we'll get some volunteers, some local businesses to come in with equipment, machinery, and help us upright fallen gravestones. Some of the other local cemeteries have had experience doing that, some success cementing these back together. They've found different compounds, so we're visiting with those cemeteries now to find out what that is and how it would work for us.
Okay. So if people have any questions, what was the number again, or do they get a hold of you?
Nancy Germain, and her number again is 810-329-4954, or they can contact City Hall. And we can go from there. One other thing, last night at a council meeting, I had mentioned some of the maintenance that we had performed and the trustees are very active with. And there were some additional things that I wanted to remind the folks of what goes on here. So in addition to that, the summer decorations, they're between April 1st and November 1st of each year. Fresh flowers only in hanging baskets. Flower stands are one pot no larger than 14 inches round per grave will be permitted. Artificial, silk or plastic flowers are not allowed during this period. Winter decorations between November 1st and April 1st of each year are limited to one winter wreath or grave blanket or artificial or silk decorations per grave. Empty receptacles and dead plants, or any receptacles that are not filled with fresh flowers or plants by the 1st of July in any year, or in any receptacle in which plants have died from neglect or natural causes, will be removed. And then decorations not permitted during the specific decoration periods were removed from the grave sites and disposed of after storage in 3 months. So again, it's not that the trustees are trying to not allow plants and flowers. We're trying to maintain the cleanliness and the looks of the cemetery for those specific reasons.
And those rules are very similar to the rules in Marine City and the rules in East China Township and everywhere around it. It's just an effort to make it a better place.
Exactly. And, for those that have purchased a cemetery plot or a niche at the columbarium, receives a copy of the rules and regulations of the cemetery. So it's nothing new. It's just that we like to remind everyone once in a while that if you're going to have something here, make sure that if you plan it, that you take care of it and you remove it when the season's over with. That's the only reason.
Thank you, sir. Did we cover it all?
I think we did, and I appreciate you allowing me to come on behalf of the cemetery.
Not a problem, not a problem. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.